Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, September 29th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 713 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Why the drought in the western U.S. is a climate crisis that's fueling wildfires and worsening air quality. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem appears to deny she's having an affair with Trump aide Corey Lewandowski. Djokovic's latest big name to drop out of Indian Wells. 6 million student loan borrowers are far better off after yet another major company announced it will shut down its services, Elizabeth Warren says. Fort Worth serial killing suspect spoke at victim's funeral, preached on street. From paints to plastics, a chemical shortage ignites prices. Oregon School Board adopts stricter political symbols ban. How Barbara Bush paid tribute to Dad George W. Bush with her baby's name. Death trap, trucker, others being sued after 3 die in 7 car pileup on SC Interstate. In a win for progressives, Nancy Pelosi raises the bar for infrastructure vote. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Britney Spears conservatorship, live news updates, The New York Times. U.S. Olympic swimmer Cleet Keller pleads guilty in January 6 Trump Capitol riot case, CNBC. Joel Klatt discusses Michigan, Wisconsin matchup, Georgia, Spencer Rattler INCAA The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Though absolutely no one asked, Bill Cosby apparently has some thoughts about R. Kelly. Chuck D also weighs in, The Root. Gates tells Milley he would be fired if Biden wasn't so addled, New York Post. New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick says Tom Brady's achievements are unbelievably impressive, ESPN. Twitch announces new features to curb hate raids, Polygon. Rescue crews say Gabby Petito coverage led to discovery of missing man's body in Wyoming, WGHP Fox 8 Greensboro. Google Lens is coming to Chrome on the desktop, Engadget. Warby Parker goes public, here's how the stock is doing, Yahoo Finance. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Poll finds parents largely split on vaccinating young kids for COVID-19. Dollar Tree is raising prices and people cannot handle the change. UK officer accused of citing COVID to detain slaying victim. Ex-Bush strategist Matthew Dowd running as Democrat in Texas. 5 sneaky signs your kid is struggling being back in school. Hurricane Ida devastation lingers in Louisiana 1 month later. Judge denies Josh Duggar bid to dismiss child porn charges. Bill Cosby has strong opinions about R. Kelly's conviction. Senator Rand Paul blocks Senate from moving forward on Muslim nominee. Gabrielle Union spent a WTF amount in one night at a strip club. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man assaulted at school board meeting. Helicopter crashes into fence at airport. Dumpty Humpty statue stole from art fair. Man dies from first case of rabies in IL since 1954. Hospital issues panic buttons after assaults. Mom with kids carjacked at gas station. Man wins marathon after leaders take wrong route. Kansas woman finds, meets her father for the first time at 35 years old. Man arrested for impersonating officer. Eagle still missing after escaping aviary. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Britney Spears' conservatorship hearing is underway. Japan faces big problems. Its next leader offers few bold solutions. Who is Fumio Kishida, Japan's likely next prime minister? Talk of Iraq recognizing Israel prompts threats of arrest or death. Hollywood's recovery, live events in the COVID era and Microsoft. Kirsten Sinema faces a growing revolt from her former supporters. Katty K resigns from Aussie media following the NIT report. Nicholas DiMarzio, Brooklyn bishop cleared of child abuse, will retire. Amid tensions with U.S., Erdogan praises ties with Russia. Kathy Hochul aims to raise $25 million as likely rivals iChallenges. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Ole Miss Lane Kiffin fires back at pardon the interruptions Michael Wilbon for calling him a clown. Tommy Kirk, old Yeller child star, dead at 79. NLRB memo takes aim at NCAA, says college football, basketball players are employees. Trevor Lawrence is still adjusting to NFL, says he feels good about where I am. Brian Laundrie manhunt, Dog the bounty hunter sent in the K-9 unit. Imbecilic decisions led to mega-terrorist state in Middle East, General Kellogg. Dallas firefighters, residents injured after gas explosion at apartment complex. Stefanik proposes 9/11 style commission to examine U.S. involvement in Afghanistan. Arizona community seeing more drug overdoses than COVID-19 deaths, fentanyl seizures spike. Patriots owner Robert Kraft called Bill Belichick the biggest F-ing a-hole in my life. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, September 29th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar slams unvaccinated NBA players. She's with us, Gabby Petito's family speaks out as Brian Laundrie remains at large. Video, Fright Fest at Six Flags America turns into fight night as crowds turn violent. Government shutdown latest, what happens if federal agencies close? Pittsburgh fitness instructor who survived COVID-19 undergoes transplant after virus resurfaces and attacks heart. Backlog of cargo ships at Port of Los Angeles reaches boiling point. Apple iPhone 13 case roundup, where to buy cases for the iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro Max and iPhone 13 Mini. The most perfect dog Halloween costumes. I like playing someone I'm a little bit afraid of, actor Elizabeth Mitchell on Outer Banks and Lost. Stimulus check latest, is a fourth relief payment coming? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Anti-vaxxer rescues COVID, hit patient from Irish hospital claiming treatment would kill him. Kremlin denies Putin selected a very attractive interpreter for 2019 Trump meeting. Moment killer cop stopped Sarah Everard on street. Lashana Lynch talks about making history as the first 007 black female in Rolling Stone. Women who heckled Sir Keir Starmer is ex-Big Brother contestant Carol Vincent. Wayne Couzin seen shopping in Tesco and B&Q for his kidnap, rape and kill kit. Purple Rain, Kate Middleton dons a vibrant magenta pantsuit as she joins Prince William. Rogue planets could host life because they may have Earth-like oceans, study says. Army starts training to drive fuel tankers today but crisis could last a month. Mrs. Starmer steps into the spotlight, Keir's wife Victoria takes center stage at Labour conference. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Berlin voters asked the city to tackle rising rents. The plan is a long shot, but the message is powerful. Lava burning through an Atlantic island reaches the ocean as volcanic eruptions continue. London police officer falsely arrested Sarah Everard before murdering her, prosecutor says. China's demolition of Evergrande halts housing boom to curb risky business. Before China Evergrande neared collapse, its soccer team chased global glory. Dozens dead or wounded in Ecuador prison riotous gang fight for control. North Korea says it has tested a new hypersonic missile. Fumio Kishida set to become Japan's new prime minister after winning party vote. Russia threatens to block YouTube after German channels are deleted over coronavirus misinformation. Indian state shuts down internet for millions to prevent cheating on teacher's exam. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Juventus v Chelsea, Champions League, Live. Manchester United v Villarreal, Champions League, Live. COVID Live News, UK reports 36,722 new cases, EU regulator to rule on Pfizer booster jabs next week. Democrats struggle to advance Biden's agenda amid tense negotiations, Live. This is a cult, inside the shocking story of a religious weight loss group. Top U.S. general says Afghan collapse can be traced to Trump-Taliban deal. AMLO ridiculed for saying Mexico's feminist movement began 2 years ago. U.S. to declare every billed woodpecker and 22 more species extinct. The Guardian view on a tribe called Quest, time to pay tribute to the greats editorial. Brazil hospital chain accused of hiding COVID deaths and giving unproven drugs. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Air Force veteran sentenced to 45 days in jail for joining January 6 riot. Pediatricians group warns of COVID-19 spread among children. Missing black geologist's family pushing police to do more. If there's a government shutdown, here's what you need to know. Apartment building partially collapses, 7 injured, officials. Authorities, staff struggled with teen who died in custody. Friends from Ohio get 45 days in jail for Capitol riot. Woman accused of trying to help cis-packed in deputy's death. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Katty Kay, former BBC journalist quits U.S. media firm. Beijing 2022, unvaccinated athletes to quarantine. Anger as France slashes visas for Algeria, Morocco and Tunisia. Deaf man sues police in Colorado over alleged excessive use of force. Women in Latin America march for abortion rights. Can the U.S. avoid another government shutdown? U.S. declares 23 bird, fish and other species extinct. Russia detains cybersecurity tycoon Elias Achkov in treason case. Russia threatens YouTube ban for deleting RT channels. La Palma volcano, family's anguish as lava destroys miracle house. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A palm-sized, invasive species of spider is spinning golden webs across Georgia. Gabby Petito family remains confident in FBI, hopes for some good from this awful tragedy. Kids may not be able to get Pfizer shots until November, vaccination rates among pregnant people low, today's COVID-19 updates. Zimbabwe's controversial vaccine strategy. Did Gabby Petito police footage reveal subtle signs of abuse, gaslighting from laundry? Gas explosion at Dallas apartment complex injures 7, including 4 firefighters. Is your National Coffee Day cup filled with us-grown coffee? Not likely, but that could change. U.S. General, Afghan failure rooted in Taliban deal. Texas state troopers arrest thousands of migrants crossing the border, critics call it unconstitutional. At least 6 hurt in Dallas explosion. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. 4 ways Karen Bay's mayoral run will impact Washington. Sizzling temps, Santa Ana winds will descend on Southern California, raising fire risk. How worried should you be about the R1 coronavirus variant? It died out already. Free broadband service is available to many Californians. Here's how to apply. Podcast, The Ever Endangered, Every Born Jewish Deli. Britney Spears' conservatorship hearing today could change everything. As deadlines approach, thousands of LA school employees, students remain unvaccinated. From sizzling to ho-hum, how Delta cooled California's economic outlook. LA County leaders request inquests into 3 fatal shootings by sheriff's deputies. A new, first-class high-rise will house homeless people on LA's Skid Row. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, September 29, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Danish artist given $84K to use an artwork delivered blank canvases, titled them Take the Money and Run. Vatican to mandate vaccines for employees. Data shows the US is the world's largest COVID vaccine donor, way ahead of China. Pope Francis praises youth activists in fight to tackle climate change. It is said that you are the future, but in these matters, you are the present. You are those who are making the future today, in the present, the pontiff said. Humbled and heartbroken, WHO finds its Ebola staff abused women and girls. France to close 6 mosques and disband associations suspected of radicalism. YouTube deletes RT's German channels over COVID misinformation. Communists sue, say online voting in Moscow was rigged. Polish regions are scrambling over themselves to junk resolutions denouncing what they call LGBT propaganda after facing the threat of losing billions in EU funding. The workers who keep global supply chains moving are warning of a system collapse. Insulting Chinese national flag on the internet now illegal in Hong Kong, violators face up to 3 years prison. YouTube is banning prominent anti-vaccine activists and blocking all anti-vaccine content. Boris Johnson's Brexit choices are making Britain's fuel and food shortages worse. Putin hired an attractive female translator to distract Trump during a summit, Stephanie Grisham book says. Tunisia's president appoints woman as prime minister in first for Arab world. The next headlines are from Forbes. Manchin says reconciliation deal not possible before infrastructure vote. Oil and gas companies could once again face punishment for killing migratory birds, a reversal of Trump policy. Twitch introduces new verification tools to combat hate raids. Brian Robbins tapped to lead Paramount into the future. Ford Pro unit is pressing companies' edge in commercial fleets. Performance levels are cruel and wasteful, do this instead. New USPS standards that could slow down mail start Friday. Ticket prices are falling on secondary markets as buyer interest evaporates. Shares of Nike are trying to hold its 200-day simple moving average. Luciano Spalletti's Napoli top early Serie A table, but can they challenge for the Scudetto? The next headlines are from Nature.com. Why stem cells might save the northern white rhino. The Chimera Challenge. The rise of the assembloid. Moon ice, research imbalance and a new science minister. The next frontier for human embryo research. Podcast, starting up in science. Skillful precipitation now casting using deep generative models of radar. The Clear Space Foundation. How to turn waste wood into industrial treasure. Stem cells. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,734,732,495 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Tommy Kirk, Old Yeller and Swiss Family Robinson star, dies at 79. Stephen Van Zandt talks with Bruce Springsteen about nearly playing Tony Soprano, a life of activism, and how they saved Born to Run. U.S. documentaries selected for Jihlava Film Festival's New Visions Forum and Market. Dog the Bounty Hunter shopping a new TV series while he chases Brian Laundrie exclusive. 8 coffee subscriptions to try out for National Coffee Day. Viacom CBS's Pluto TV fined $3.5 million by FCC for violating closed caption rules. The Wire alums Felicia Pearson, Ed Burns developing limited series about Pearson's life exclusive. Become 007 for the day with this enchanting James Bond immersive exhibition. HBO Max set Scooby-Doo programming block Scooptober for October, TV News Roundup. Hitmaker of the Month, Blake Slavkin on creating chart-topping records with the Kid Laroi, Lil Nas X and 24 Cold. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A deaf man who couldn't hear police commands was tased and spent 4 months in jail. Biden hasn't named picks for posts to the FCC, and it's frustrating Democrats. Beijing Winter Olympics will allow spectators, but only from mainland China. Why Peter Singer, the drowning child ethicist, is giving away his $1 million prize. YouTube is banning all content that spreads vaccine misinformation. New study finds more than a third of COVID-19 patients have symptoms months later. Questions arise about Governor Nome and the early retirement of a South Dakota official. Obesity rates rise during pandemic, fueled by stress, job loss, sedentary lifestyle. What's an unreleased John Lennon tape worth? Nearly $60,000, according to this bidder. Art or heist, a Danish artist took $84,000 and sent a museum 2 blank canvases. The following headlines are from The Week. Joint Chiefs Chair Milley directly blamed State Department for Afghanistan chaos in classified briefing. Big Brother as historic Black victory shows the future of reality TV. Impassioned Pelosi reportedly shamed Democrats who might break from House debt ceiling vote. Developers are bashing Amazon's new house robot is a disaster and absurdist nonsense. GOP donor accuses former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski of unwanted sexual advances. Partisanship is up, but party strength is decimated. Can Biden adapt? Tucker Carlson wants an IRS targeting scandal of his own. U.S. commander confirms Taliban floated U.S. control of Kabul security during evacuation. Kamala Harris office reportedly irked with The View following COVID incident. An academic scuffle tests the limits of free debate. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. All in the Family. A Texas Professor's Guide to Learning Black History. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Landsat 9 joins a fleet of Earth observation satellites. Mars has seasons, and they might have revealed where it's hiding its water. Dozens of robots competed to race through underground caves. Lunar landers could spray instant landing pads as they arrive at the moon. Aging white dwarfs become even more magnetic. NASA's Human Space Exploration Division is being split in 2. How much carbon dioxide snow falls every winter on Mars? Vera Rubin Observatory should find 5 interstellar objects a year, many of which we could chase down with spacecraft. China's first space station crew is back from orbit. The early solar system was messier and more violent than previously believed. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, September 29th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. 23 species proposed for delisting, now extinct. Fossil footprints are oldest found in Americas. Solar superflares hit Earth multiple times. Mushballs explain missing ammonia on ice giants. Satellites versus stars, which will dominate the sky? Moon and Gemini before dawn, September 29th and 30th. How many stars can you see? The next news is from Politico. France eyes control over chip agenda in EU-US tech alliance. Sanders chastises media on infrastructure focus. How Xi Jinping lost Australia. France goes after Amazon's books business. How a Trump loyalist is pressing Biden to loosen national security secrets. Congress primed to avert shutdown despite remaining conflicts. Trump donor, Corey Lewandowski made unwanted sexual advances. Gothamer sunny on infrastructure vote despite progressive threats. Pelosi diffuses debt standoff with centrists, turns to rest of crises. Congressional panel slams more baby food brands over heavy metals. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, Sydney schools to reopen earlier than expected, Victorian healthcare workers told to brace for COVID surge. Resignation threats over COVID vaccine mandates and in jabs. Wooing the hostile beast within. From marriage at 18 to prison at 19, it's an optimistic, funny story. Alan Partridge is a failure and that's why I love him. Polly Murray lived her life in constant pursuit of justice. Chaos and precision behind the creation of a net. McMahon returns to Wallabies fold after 1,407 days. Ronaldo sets Champions League appearance record, wins for Zenit, Atalanta. Get ready for a hot pre-summer. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyist, my husband and I took care of his mother for 4 years. His brother said we could have her house, now he wants to kick us out. Will I get my social security check if the government shuts down? Here's how a shutdown would affect social security, tax refunds and federal paychecks. Personal Finance Daily, will I get my social security check if the government shuts down and how the care worker crisis threatens the U.S. economy. Market Snapshot, Dow, S&P 500 book modest comeback, but Nasdaq extends skid to fourth day as Treasury yields climb. Market Extra, sudden realization that inflation may persist is starting to dawn on many U.S. investors. SEC proposes new rule mandating funds disclose votes on executive pay. Bond Report, 10 and 30-year Treasury yields post their longest winning streak in months amid growing inflation fears. Keywords, I stand with Kyrie Irving, Senator Ted Cruz applauds unvaccinated NBA players. Fed's Daily says we are a long way from raising interest rates. Supply chain troubles drive Salesforce's forecast for 20% increase in prices this holiday season. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Op-ed, gutting IP rights will upend university research, a font of innovation, the Center Square. Dr. Jennifer Sample named Accenture Federal Services Applied Intelligence Growth and Strategy Lead, Joplin Globe. Compulsory licensing and margin rights in COVID-19 vaccine production, New Jersey Law Journal, law.com. Third-party observations of patent applications and re-examination of patents in Singapore, Intellectual Property, Singapore, Mondac News Alerts. What patent owners need to know about financing life sciences disputes. IAM. Black woman is inducted into the National Inventor Hall of Fame for the first time. Lifestyle, PennsylvaniaNewsToday.com. Global Hydraulic Fracturing Fluids Patent Database 13,219 patents and patent applications, ResearchAndMarkets.com, BusinessWire. Patent obtainment in Japan, analysis of AI-based drug discovery, managing intellectual property. Foresters hosts festival events, ExpressInstar.com. Nokia achieves ISO 9001 for its high-quality patenting process, StreetInsider.com. The next headlines are from Quartz. The bullwhip effect. Sub-Saharan Africa is lagging behind in mobile broadband coverage. Therapy sessions will be free for French citizens starting in 2022. We need anti-heroes in the boardroom to spark progress in the workplace. Global energy price spikes will get worse before they get better. What happens if Congress doesn't raise the U.S. debt limit? How to take the politics out of vaccine mandates in the workplace. Announcing the Court's Obsession podcast, coming October 12th. Andorra is finally a unicorn, now expect acquisitions. The awkwardness of vaccine disclosures in the workplace. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Clearview suffers brief bout of better judgment, drops subpoena demanding activists' communications with journalists. The vital role intermediary protections play for infrastructure providers. Microsoft CEO politely confirms Trump TikTok fracas was dumb, performative, nonsense. Daily Deal, Spreader Speed Editor VIP. Core to Sheriff, sending an officer to tell a teen to delete Instagram posts is so very obviously a rights violation. The Shop Safe Act is a terrible bill that will eliminate online marketplaces. The rule of fences, and why Congress needs to temper its appetite to undermine internet service provider liability protection. Genshin Impact developer goes with extremely fan-friendly fan art for commercial sale policy. Our crowdfund for our paper exploring NFTs will be ending soon. Yet another move to funnel money to big copyright companies, not struggling creators. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kamala Harris. Barcelona. Government shutdown 2021. Richard Sherman. Kate Middleton. Yeezy Gap. Barbara Bush. Ana de Armas. Manny Pacquiao. Marlon Mack. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Not on the same page, bit knuckle stunner Van Zandt's future up in the air as star ponders MMA return. Massive tornado sweeps through Germantown, injuring 7, videos. Biden administration may fire border patrol agents who haven't gotten COVID-19 jabs, whistleblower claims. Putin and Erdogan all smiles in Sochi after Turkish leader voiced frustration with Biden and declared intent to move closer to Russia. No sane person believes in freedom of speech in the West, RT editor-in-chief says as YouTube censors German language channels. Sick and scary, ESPN host Sage Steele blasts her employer's COVID mandate, says she got jabbed but didn't want to do it. What are you talking about? Frustrated Pelosi lashes out at media, promises debt ceiling vote despite opposition. Foreign fans banned from Beijing 2022 Olympics, unvaccinated athletes to face 21-day quarantine, organizers. YouTube hammered for pervasive and institutionalized censorship after booting anti-vaxxers off platform. Saudi Arabia and Iran may re-establish relations after series of discreet meetings, reports. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Why natural immunity is a political problem for the regime. Is the price of oil all that matters to central banks? Washington worries spark dollar buying panic, Bitcoin and bullion dive. Biden breaks the buck, Dollar Tree forced to hike prices amid soaring inflation. Will the SG create the next Lehman moment? Kamala Harris under fire for nodding in affirmation as student accuses Israel of ethnic genocide. Nat gas drops 7% on warmer forecasts, largest one-day decline since January. Senate will vote to avert shutdown, Pelosi reschedules infrastructure vote after progressives refuse to budge. Biden agrees with Obama that open borders are unsustainable, Psaki. Declaration of media war, Russia threatens total ban on YouTube after major channels deleted. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. China power cuts, UK petrol woes, why is there an energy crunch? Overseas fans banned from 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Pajo says it is buying more COVID vaccines for Americas. Algeria summons French envoy over visa restriction plan. What's behind the latest dispute between Serbia and Kosovo? Death toll in Ecuador prison riot rises to 30, officials. Prominent Rohingya leader shot dead in Bangladesh refugee camp. Energy crunch, 3 more UK power firms collapse. Qatar to ease COVID restrictions after drop in cases. Energy crunch, China mulls hiking power prices for factories. The next headlines are from Breitbart. No apology from Joe Biden after falsely accusing border agents of hitting Haitian migrants with straps. Poll, majority voters say people should not lose their job for rejecting the coronavirus vaccine. Rep. James Clyburn, if we fail to pass these 2 bills, people will not forgive us. Chuck Schumer claims Senate cannot use reconciliation to raise debt ceiling. Beer, cinema, mention enemies of the democracy, they will get Trump re-elected. United Airlines CEO Kirby, I feel bad for the 593 people getting fired for not getting vaccinated. Protesters confront Mayorkas' wife, unfurl 30-foot emergency blanket outside D.C. home, Biden presidency Trump policy. Poll, plurality not confident vaccines are necessary and appropriate for children. North Carolina media outlet republishes horrific Biden poll numbers after Breitbart report. Canadian military used pandemic to test propaganda on own citizens. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, firefighters extract trapped kitten from metal pipe in Texas. Overdue book returned to Toronto Library after 43 years. Watch, Florida man captures alligator in garbage bin. Canadian man wins his second big lottery prize from the same game. Kangaroo escapes circus in Germany, flees into the Black Forest. Watch, Hot Wheels track with 10 loops breaks world record. Watch, Maine fisherman's accidental 600-pound tuna catch benefits soup kitchen. Watch, sculpture of Humpty Dumpty on a toilet stolen in Wisconsin. Giant tooth sculpture made from toothbrushes earns world record. Watch, orange lobster at Arizona restaurant donated to aquarium. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. This is what it looks like when a black hole snacks on a star. They brought scouting to 10,000 Afghan youths, and were just given permission to continue by the Taliban. A checkout line where slower is better, supermarkets open chat checkouts to combat loneliness among elderly. First F trucks roll off Rivian assembly line in Illinois, watch Giddy test drives, quickest thing I've ever driven. The world's longest 3D printed concrete bridge holds up in the Netherlands. Rent Winnie the Pooh's treehouse in the original 100-acre wood at this Berg. New treatment for eczema could emerge after possible cause was identified by surprised scientists. Incredible video shows a husband and wife's amazing encounter with a group of humpback whales. First artificial kidney that would free people from dialysis and transplants runs on blood pressure. Human footprints found in New Mexico are 23,000 years old, long before the Ice Age glaciers melted. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, September 29th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Pathetic little wheel boy. In Michigan, the city of Hamtramck's attorney ruthlessly mocks local activist in a wheelchair. Daughter of Hitler Mussolini accused of spreading Nazi propaganda in Brazil. A Korean man is being inundated with over 4,000 calls the day after his phone number was used on Netflix hit Squid Game. A principal at a Philadelphia elementary school ordered pizza for 400 students after food services staff didn't show up, with the school district citing a staff shortage. Grantastic. Tarn, 78-year-old proves she is fastest granny in the world after running up Tatras in less than 2 hours. Squirrel stores thousands of nuts inside man's parked truck. Seawater is salty not because of sperm from blue whales. Turkish man presumed missing attends search efforts for himself. New York police seize illegal vans that were advertised on Airbnb as a cheap glamping experience for $100 a night. PwC diversity executives mocked Chinese accents, dressed as Bat from Wuhan during company trivia event. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Amazon tells Tesla to hold its beering contest for stupidest robot ever built. Polestar SPAC brings its value to a mammoth $20 billion. Rolls-Royce announces its first EV and I'm crying tears too of joy. How human rights by design can save us from AI misuse. QR codes could be the next target for cybercriminals. Here's how to protect yourself. Beethoven never finished his 10th symphony. Computer scientists just did. Daegu is offering 15 TBs of premium cloud storage space for life, and it's under $90. With XSplit vCam Premium, instantly improve the background in any videos and make it look seamless. What are DAOs and how do they work? The most in-demand programming languages of 2021. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Extending LIGO's reach into the cosmos. Glioma subtype may hold the secret to the success of immunotherapies. Team rewires a behavioral circuit in the worm using hydroparts. Clover growth in Mars-like soils boosted by bacterial symbiosis. Exoskeleton research demonstrates the importance of training. Strikingly simple means of diagnosing ecosystem health uncovered. Strict lineage tracing crucial to nerve cell regeneration research. How Mercury gets into the sea. Mars surface shaped by fast and furious floods from overflowing craters. Back pain, psychological treatment shown to yield strong, lasting pain relief, alter brain networks. The next headlines are from Information Week. Think adaptive, creative, and resilient to drive growth. How to know when to abandon an underperforming cloud provider. Data engineers in high demand, winning high salaries. Has your business defined customer experience correctly? In-house gatekeepers help SEOs drive digital initiatives. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, September 29th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA's Lucy mission prepares for launch to Trojan asteroids. NASA transfers air traffic management tool updates to FAA. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Tribune revamps NBA podcast with a little help from Utah Jazz voice Dan Roberts. Candlelight vigil for Utah football player Aaron Lowe to be held tonight. 15 more Utahns die of COVID-19, and one was between the ages of 15-24. Republicans, even Mitt Romney, will crash the economy just to make Democrats look bad, editorial board writes. David Ibarra, we've lost our capital city, and it is up to leadership to get it back. Gravel spill is causing major delays on Interstate 15 in Salt Lake County. This is not about getting high, but getting healthy. Makers of hemp-based CBD visit Sundance to serve food and fight the reefer madness stigma. Lawsuit alleges GOP fundraising platform took advantage of vulnerable Utah woman. Man fatally shot in Murray early Wednesday. Special report, if porn isn't an addiction, how can Latter-day Saints kick the habit? The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Chromebook demand is plummeting as the pandemic eases. Blue Origin gambled with its moon lander pricing, NASA says in legal documents. School reopenings stymie teens' reseller gigs. Phone companies must now block carriers that didn't meet FCC robocall deadline. Google search's next phase, context is king. Gene editing would allow us to create hardier farm breeds. Russian authorities arrest cybersecurity giant Group IB CEO on treason charges. A new standalone Valve VR headset teased by Deep Steam VR file drive. YouTube will remove videos with misinformation about any vaccine. Russia threatens retaliation after YouTube deletes RT Germany account. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Missouri reports 1,385 new COVID cases, 12 virus deaths. The Midwest's electric vehicle charging network is about to get even larger. Why Norway has reclassified COVID and returned to normal everyday life. Josh Hawley, 2022 Senate field pretty fluid. Lunchtime live food and music series aims to help transform downtown. Hughes, Vance like headline 2021 Missouri Sports Hall of Fame class. Where to watch listen to final regular season Cardinals games. Cardinals playoff clinches a St. Louis family affair. Hazelwood School District network security issue to continue on Thursday. Where to find built for October Cardinals postseason gear. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. SDPD identifies motorcyclist accused of firing at officer before police shooting. Officials, stunt pilot may have caused crash reports, major search effort. Death of Las Colinas detention inmate under investigation. Man shot by deputy in Vista identified. Child abuse survivor takes on cross-country bike ride to raise awareness. Fighting wave of misinformation, YouTube bans false vaccine claims. Motorcycle rider killed in Sorrento Valley crash. Photos, Cup hurt in Dixie fire joins orphaned bears in Ramona. How to get free coffee on National Coffee Day. San Diego Unified leaders detail COVID vaccine mandate for eligible students, staff. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Boeing nabs C-17 sustainment contract worth up to $3.4 billion. Greece signs move for 3 French FDI frigates. Germany awards contract to Boeing for 5 P-8A Poseidon aircraft. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Zhoushan, Britain's forgotten and first colony in China. How China's energy crisis happened, in 6 steps. Harbin officials face backlash for putting down COVID-positive cats. The 3 causes of China's power outages. Chinese steampunk, the art of reviving dead insects. China vows to reduce medically unnecessary abortions, allegedly for the benefit of women. China gives heroes welcome to Meng Wanzhou, freed in apparent prisoner swap with Canadian hostages. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Fat Bear Week 2021 is here. Tournament to crown the chubbiest starts Wednesday. Unvaccinated Texas man has double amputation after COVID-19 complications. Rescue crews say Gabby Petito coverage led to discovery of missing man's body in Wyoming. China kills 3 house cats that tested positive for COVID. Dangerous lug nut prank on social media is not a joke, towing company says. Santa Cruz County lifts indoor mask mandate. Missing in America, here's what you need to know about News Nation's new series. Hot housing market, burned home listed for almost $400,000. Country singer Alan Jackson reveals he has a degenerative nerve condition that's affecting his balance. We need a faster version of CDC, former FDA commissioner says. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Jets WR Jeff Smith has concussion after car accident. Bengals Higgins, Bates out with injuries for Jaguars game. Dollar Tree, Cintas rise, Worthington, Jabil fall. S&P 500 clings to a modest gain as other indexes end mixed. Health workers once saluted as heroes now get threats. Mexico returns Haitian migrants on flight to Haiti. Long injury list leaves big questions for winless Colts. COVID-19 update, 2,989 new cases, 42 more deaths, 1,901 hospitalizations. What do readers think about the Bears moving to Arlington Heights? I'm happy about it. Bears stadium talk excites residents in Arlington Heights. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle City Council approves a pair of tenant protection measures. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Mindel 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Sam 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 2021. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.1 m, depth 367.7 km, in Japan September 29, 2021, 8:37 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Sudan, South Sudan. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for La Palma in Spain. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, September 29th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. NRA announces 2022 dates for annual meetings in Houston. Search for Gabby Petito leads authorities to Houston man's body in unrelated case. Texas ranks as 8th worst state for teen drinking and driving, according to study. Suspect charged with murder after body of missing Houston woman found in Fort Bend Company. Southwest freeway shut down near downtown for major crash. Heading to college, heading down the aisle, what's ahead for ABC's The Connors? To Pfeiffer, Jesse James Keitel Talk Season 2 of ABC's Big Sky. Senator Feinstein introduces bill requiring COVID vaccine, negative test for U.S. air travel. 5 deputy constables sue Tesla after crash involving autopiloted car in Montgomery County. Woman arrested in connection with fatal hit and run of Pasadena mom. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. West Virginia's bridge day canceled after parachutists exit. California city apologizes for 1,887 Chinatown destruction. Georgia prisoner gets life without parole in guard killings. On the edge of a razor, Youngkin tests new Trump playbook. Missouri abortion law leads to court battle over referendums. Maine completes redistricting without gerrymandering drama. Belarus blocks news site after deaths of dissident, KGB. Crokin looked to write own story during inaugural campaign. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Romer Bearden's Black Manhattan is a reflection of 1960s Harlem. National homicide rate rises in FBI report, and is reflected in New York State. It was a stump speech. Letitia James tests waters at Power Breakfast while defending Cuomo report. Former NYC Health Commissioner Dr. Mary Bassett appointed new NY State Health Commissioner. Beloved Persian spots offer expands with new Brooklyn Cafe. Early edition, you can go glamping on the Hudson Valley Farm with Tony Soprano's horse. Videos, musicians hosting joyful, DIY performances on fire escapes in Harlem. Public advocate Juman Williams' eyes run for governor. Extra Extra, Pete Wells' review of 11 Madison Park's vegan menu is a masterful takedown. They kept him off the dark side. Rikers detainees say de Blasio intentionally ignored jail's worst sites. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Delivering on the promise of health for all must include gender equality and SRHR. The end of World Bank's Doing Business report, a landmark victory for people and planet. Somalia, sustained focus, investments needed to boost women's political participation. Young migrant workers bear brunt of COVID-19 pandemic. Yemeni humanitarian organization wins Nansen Refugee Award. New approach needed to make digital data flow beneficial for all. Chakravarthi Raghavan, a relentless advocate of the Global South, passes away. Seizing the post-pandemic opportunity to transform food systems. Guinea, justice for 2009 massacre must be at heart of political transition. Dr. Congo, abuse allegations amid Ebola outbreak, a sickening betrayal of the people we serve. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Military leaders saw pandemic as a unique opportunity to test propaganda techniques on Canadians, Forces report says. U.S. Marine who sought accountability from military leaders over Afghanistan withdrawal is jailed, report. UK government report, vast majority of Delta variant deaths are vaccinated people, not unvaccinated people. Gabby Petito was in 2013 irreplaceable music video for Sandy Hook. Peer-reviewed study, COVID shot more likely to kill children than virus. 2 Federal Reserve banksters retire amid questions about their stock trades. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Draymond Green wear a FCK it, and vaccine shirt? Dollar Tree breaks the $1 barrier as costs take a bite. Idaho respiratory therapist treating COVID patients shares emotional moment in viral video. First all-black team will try to climb Mount Everest. Judge blocks key NYPD tactic, scouring sealed arrest records. Photos spark flurry of rhetoric about whips at the border. Is this mountain face photo real? Rags to riches, boxing great Pacquiao announces retirement. It's National Coffee Day. Here's where you can get the best deals. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Generals contradict Biden on Afghanistan advice. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Cori Bush reveals true story behind her abortion. Right-wing podcaster fakes address just to go on anti-trans rant at school board. School district under fire for blackface, mock slave trade sinks to new low. Gnome's alleged nepotism to be probed by the Attorney General she hates. Contact us with anything. Police make public appeal in case of slain camping couple who feared a creep. Gabby Petito tipsters lead searchers to missing man's body in same forest. Killer cop might have used COVID rules to falsely arrest, rape, then murder Sarah Everard. The best sunscreens according to skin experts and dermatologists. Why has everyone forgotten about Nelly's sexual assault allegations? Arizona audit backers turn on each other after recount flop. The next headlines are from the New York Post. DHS grounds 100-plus Americans, green card holders in UAE after Afghan evac. Do you need to know when they bought a couch? Senator rips Yellen over Biden IRS plan. The search has just begun. Dog the bounty hunter on Brian Laundrie's trail. Drake and Lil Wayne party to their own music at private birthday bash. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott's NYC rental lists for $26.50 m. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Astro for Kids I. How many stars are there in space? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Ivory-billed woodpecker, 22 other species declared extinct. Toxic gas warning as lava from Spanish islands volcano hits sea. NYC sets vaccine deadline for school staff. Air pollution linked to nearly 6 million premature births in 2019. Massive fireball traveling 32,000 miles per hour caught on video. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. De Blasio launches NYC healthcare initiatives focused on COVID response and the underserved. Governor Hochul taps ex-New York City health czar to replace Cuomo's COVID response chief. Illinois man dies of rabies after bat bite. Texas student stage protest in support of trans classmate who says she was denied access to locker room. New York AG Letitia James teases run for governor, bashes Cuomo as 2020 race takes shape, our state can do better. Sage Steele upset with sick vaccine mandate imposed by ESPN. Russia opens another criminal case against jailed Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. Ivory-billed woodpecker, nearly 24 other species declared extinct. 1 in 7 trans people in UK say primary doctor denied them care because of their gender identity. Study. Biden digs in with fellow Dem seeking deal on $3.5 trillion plan. The following headlines are from military.com. Joint Chiefs Chairman Milley says he wasn't trying to usurp Trump with China calls. China plans to unveil drones, moon rocket at air show. North Korea launches missile as diplomat decries U.S. policy. North Korea accuses U.S. of hostility, continues weapons tests. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Abortion rights rallies, sparked by new restrictions in Texas, planned Saturday for Chicago, hundreds of cities across the nation. Chicago man gets 6 years for injuring 2 sheriff's deputies. Northwestern professor's alleged accomplice testifies pair first planned to kill each other, but instead fatally stabbed boyfriend. What are the costs if the Bears bail on Chicago for Arlington Heights? Chicago Bears sign a $197.20 m purchase agreement for Arlington Heights racetrack land, taking the next step in a potential move from Soldier Field. Wife of Illinois man killed in Amtrak crash files wrongful death suit. A Chicago Bears move to Arlington Heights would be a win-win to some, but about the traffic and construction. Arlington Heights could be the future home of the Chicago Bears. Worth it to increase stadium capacity? We want to hear what you think about the Chicago Bears' potential move from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights. Judge still wading through unprecedented stack of motions in federal case against Ald. Edward Burke. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Expanding the genetic code with quadruplet codons. Extending our reach into the cosmos with new mirror coatings. Low oxygen levels along Pacific Northwest coast are a silent climate change crisis. Environmental groups welcome volunteers back to oyster planting in Baltimore Harbor. Researchers integrate optical devices made of multiple materials onto single chip. Lava from La Palma eruption finally reaches the Atlantic. A bigger nursery for the solar system's first formed solids. Groundwater markets could promote solutions to the West's water woes. Making waves, a contactless way to detect damage in transparent materials. Team rewires a behavioral circuit in a worm using hydroparts. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, September 29th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. When wolves adopt their rivals' pups. How would humans decompose on Mars? Can healthy foods be toxic? Why another COVID-19 surge could devastate U.S. hospitals. Sex is more complex than a simple binary suggests. Sneaky deep-sea camera captures footage of elusive giant squid. How long does CBD stay in your system? The meaning of colors. Why it feels like seagulls are everywhere but the sea. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Storm Lake documentary at SIF captures journalism calling crisis. Washington State Employment Security Department reviews hiring policies after former staffer charged with benefits fraud. How major U.S. stock indexes fared Wednesday. Public Safety Q&A with Teresa Mosqueda and Kenneth Wilson, Seattle City Council candidates, position 8. Alabama House approves prison plan using virus funds. Enumclaw Council must accept pandemic reality. Lawyer, New York governor uses God unfairly in vaccine fight. Steel plant restarts after discharge into Indiana waterway. Native American filmmaker and journalist Myron Dewey dies. Thierry Henry fears mental strain from biennial World Cups. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Man shot Sunday in Oakland dies. IOC, Beijing Games to only allow spectators from mainland China. COVID Delta variant spooks consumers, slows California recovery, new report. Elizabeth Holmes trial, new windows into Holmes' life, vegan diet and very secret relationship. SD lawmakers question governor's meeting about the daughter. 7 must-see Oregon festivals this fall-winter. Best synthetic urine kits, top 5 fake pee brands to pass a drug test. Judge allows alleged Aryan Brotherhood leader to sue jail over strict Buddhist diet, denies other claims. Yes, you can have COVID-19 and the flu at the same time. Here's what that could look like. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Don't stop believing, David Chase returns to The Sopranos. 2/3 of likely voters oppose firing workers who object to COVID vaccine, poll. China's Belt and Road saddles nations with billions in hidden debt, study finds. Senate rules keeper rejects Democrat Plan B to get amnesty for illegal immigrants. Psaki pushes back on claims Biden needs to be more involved in infrastructure talks. Powell defends Fed policies, says inflation may persist. Reels, Rosebud and R2-D2, the Academy Museum is set to roll. U.S. diversity lottery winners wait on visas as time runs out. Schumer sets up floor vote on Tracy Stone Manning as Republicans gird for clash. CDC advises pregnant women to get COVID-19 vaccinations. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Rep. Jerry Nadler, whose son works for Chevron's lawyers, is silent on Stephen Donziger case. U.S. sanctions blamed as Venezuela laments frozen order for medicine. Chicken severely mistreated at humane California slaughterhouse, new video alleges. A legacy of corruption and abuse, the post-9/11 immigration mega-bureaucracy. How police and armed groups turned the pandemic into a human rights crisis. Bernie Sanders to House progressives, hold strong where the Senate will tank Biden's agenda. Julian Assange kidnapping plot casts new light on 2018 Senate intelligence maneuver. Network of right-wing healthcare providers is making millions off hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, hacked data reveals. Judge tried to send immunocompromised homeless man accused of stealing blankets to Rikers. Israeli diplomat pressured on to remove teacher who criticized Israel. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Bulls veteran DeMar DeRozan brings an old-school mentality to the mix. Matt Nojmum about passer, play caller for fear of the winless Lions. Bar, restaurant owners near Soldier Field cross fingers Bears, and their mutual customers, stay in city. Afternoon edition, September 29, 2021. Blackhawks announce fill-ins for TV voice Pat Foley as he begins final season with team. Man killed in Englewood stabbing. Morgan Park Senior Living Home finishes $23 million renovation. The next headlines are from the Times of India. IPL, all-round Bangalore thrash Rajasthan by 7 wickets. Get well soon Sabal, Kong vs Kong shifts from Punjab to Delhi. Celeb Tracker, today's 20 best celeb moments. We'll do everything to win T20 World Cup, Rohit. Mott gives nod to military modernization proposals worth Rs 13,165 crore. Humiliated Amrinder meets Amit Shah, sparks speculation about future political move. How TMC poses serious challenge to BJP in 2023 Tripura Assembly polls. In pics, Balbir Giri who will succeed Narendra Giri. Punjab polls, a game of uncertainties, courtesy Sidhu. Watch, video of an scooter exploding. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Newly drawn Congress maps gift Houston's Wesley Hunt new seat. This week's best concerts. Best of Houston 2021, Best Vietnamese. Refugees are not the answer to the labor shortage. Best of Houston 2021, Best Enchiladas. Houston Texan trade values for every player. Things to do, listen to The Quest by Yes. The best of the 80s from Music Box Theater. Best of Houston 2021, Best Coffee. Best of Houston 2021, Best Tapas. The next headlines are about world records making news. UCM is going for a world record at homecoming and you can help, casesradio.com. Video, watch Shitter set open sights long-range world record with $99 rifle, field and stream. Syrian soccer player aims for world record soccer stltoday.com, stltoday.com. Hot Wheels track with 10 loops breaks world record, UPI News. Giant tooth sculpture made from toothbrushes earns world record, UPI News. Pressure vessel used in Russian world record attempt, corporate, world nuclear news. I love white sailor buoyant after dinghy world record attempt. I love white radio. National Geographic and Rolex's record-setting Mount Everest expedition, Guinness World Records. World record set by Rojas, Warholm, and McLaughlin at Tokyo ratified by World Athletics, Times Now. Derlinden's journey to the 50K world record, Iron Far. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Timothée Chalamet's Wonka prequel just bagged a factory load of stars. What If finally gave the MCU an age worthy of Ultron. Big changes coming to Google search will help you find things you cannot put into words. Illinois man turns down treatment after bat bite, dies a month later from rabies. This is why we need Section 230. Netflix has acquired its first video game studio. Bye, Mr. Exxon bye. Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett will ring out 2021 in style. Sony just made more affordable versions of its best headphones and earbuds. Speaking portraits make it unsettlingly easy to turn still photos into animated deepfakes. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 110.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 96.7 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 71.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Hot Wheels Unleashed review, a robust, uneven drive-through die-cast nostalgia. Malaria seems to be evolving to hide from rapid tests. Google Maps tracks global warming with new fire layer, tree canopy tool. Epic Games Store, Discord, and Zoom all join Windows 11's more flexible App Store. Russia arrests cybersecurity expert on treason charge. Elizabeth Holmes urged employees to hide Fairness Lab equipment from inspectors. A Virginia company has connected mobile phones directly to satellites. Physicists may have cracked the case of Zen stones balanced on ice pedestals. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Lincoln Project launches ad mocking Virginia Republican candidate for forgetting COVID conspiracy talking points. Republicans are the clowns in the debt ceiling circus. The act isn't funny anymore. My jaw dropped. Lawyer who investigated Trump University stunned by this detail in Weisselberg indictment. White supremacist TikTok star sobs as judge hands down his sentence for firearms offenses. Marjorie Taylor Greene says 4% of Georgia Republicans are going to protest the 2022 election. South Dakota AG is actively reviewing Kristi Noem's 2020 meeting with state officials and her daughter, report. A racist delusion has gone from a far-right fringe to the halls of Congress. Anti-vax meeting goes off the rails when GOP governor gets accused of being an agent of the Chinese Communist Party. Nurse with breakthrough COVID says Michigan GOP has turned pandemic into a blood sport. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'd rather be on Cat Turd's podcast than Fox News. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Jon Stewart, after 6 years off air, launches a new show tomorrow on Apple TV+. A Montana tribe finalizes a historic $1.9 billion settlement. Barack Obama's library, the first digital-driven presidential archives in history, breaks ground today. General Milley defends China calls, says he was not qualified to determine Trump's mental health. The secret to successful rewilding isn't trees, it's people. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. UW Planetarium schedule over the moon during October news, University of Wyoming news. The best space documentaries to watch in 2021 space.com. From the archive, nature.com. Demi Lovato claims they had beautiful and incredible UFO encounter with floating blue orb, The Independent. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Critical period after stroke study, CPASS, a phase II clinical trial testing an optimal time for motor recovery after stroke in humans, pnas.org. Neuroscientist Michelle Mond awarded MacArthur Genius Grant News Center Stanford Medicine, Stanford Medical Center report. Mimetics and Neural Models of Conspiracy Theories, phys.org. $300 K grant to explore Air Cradle TM, feasibility addition to BERT, iNews. Dallas invents, 136 patents granted for week of September 14. Dallas innovates, DallasInnovates.com. Researchers develop fast, low-energy artificial synapse for advanced AI systems, News Medical Net. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Will humans ever be immortal? Livescience.com. Human lifespan, scientists predict people will live to 130 within this century, Daily Mail. Billionaires now seek to unravel the mystery of anti-aging, Jeff Bezos, in the forefront, funds anti-aging biotech startup Altos Labs in 2021, Inventiva. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, September 29, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Effects of UFO sightings on national security. Boomerang-shaped UFO reported over Sydney, lights up social media video. Former Pentagon UFO official to reveal shocking never-before-shared details. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.